Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fluctus Channel. Special forces are known for their unconventional covert tactics. No matter where you go in the world, you will find these special operators. One of the reasons they are good at what they do is because of how they are inserted and extracted, often utilizing helicopters like the CH-47 Chinook. When the tandem rotor Chinook first made its appearance, nobody expected this strange-looking helicopter to be quite as effective as it had been. Because of its tandem rotors, the Chinook is the only helicopter capable of performing a pinnacle landing. That means it lands with its rear wheels on a hill while its front wheels remain airborne. With the ability to insert 33 troops or members of a special forces team, one method utilized is water casting. Water casting provides the capability to the U.S. Army to insert its forces into a body of water. From there, they swim to shore, or use a combat rubber raiding craft. After completing a mission or training event, the CH-47 returns and has various extraction methods available. One such is a rope ladder. Also referred to as Jacob's Ladder. With the Chinook hovering, the ladder is lowered from the cargo ramp, and the personnel are required to clamber aboard. This type of extraction requires less preparation, but can be physically demanding. Not only are their uniforms waterlogged, but some personnel may be carrying injuries, and the rotor wash also pushes down on them, making it even more difficult. The advantage is that personnel can be extracted without the need for extensive preparations. Except for water casting, there are various other methods of insertion. Rappelling can be used to get personnel onto boats or similar confined locations. Not only is this method useful for operational insertion, but it can also be used to get soldiers onto a ship's deck for exercises, such as cargo slinging. Rappelling is useful for areas such as ships where ship mass may limit the height at which the Chinook can hover. Once the team is aboard, they can prepare the cargo to be sling-loaded. All that's left to do is hook up the palletized stores to the Chinook cargo hook. CH-47s are also useful for doing multiple other jobs, such as inserting combat engineers, also known as sappers. CH-47 Chinook helicopters deliver combat engineers using traditional landings, dropping sappers directly onto firm ground. Pinnacle landings, which are best suited for steep or elevated terrain, include the Chinook hovering with only its back wheels touching down. Engineers frequently disembark with heavy loads. Water casting includes the Chinook hovering above a body of water while engineers leap into it. Making it perfect for covert or aquatic operations such as bridge building. These many insertion methods demonstrate the CH-47's adaptability. allowing combat engineers to fulfill mission goals in various difficult environments. In the most difficult of conditions, the U.S. Army Special Forces units such as Rangers or Green Berets can use combat rubber raiding craft, also known as Zodiacs, to perform operations straight from the cargo ramp of the Chinook. When the Zodiac is inflated, the operation is termed a hard duck insertion, as opposed to an uninflated soft duck operation. Zodiacs are perfect for allowing special forces to execute over-the-horizon operations such as raids. Once the personnel in Zodiac have left the helicopter, they man the CRRC and head out to execute their mission. The MARSOC helicopter insertion extraction techniques training showcases Marine Raiders' ability to perform special patrol insertions and extractions using the MH-47 Chinook. These approaches in small, constrained, austere, or amphibious locations stress quick infiltration and exfiltration with rotary or tilt-rotor wing aircraft. The MH-47 Chinook, a special operation derivative of the CH-47 Chinook, improves the operational mobility of Marine Raiders. Course exercises include insertion tactics like fast roping, rappelling, and special patrol insertion extraction rigging, which are critical for mission accomplishment in various operating theaters, from urban locations to dense forests or rough oceans. Using the CH-47 as a paratrooper insertion platform is also a popular method. After entering the Chinook in reverse jump order, the paratroopers receive certain timed commands. After standing up and hooking up, they do buddy kit checks. At the 1-minute mark, the first paratrooper stood closer to the edge of the ramp. When it's time to jump, the jump master gives the go command, and the jumpers start filing out of the rear of the CH-47. Static lines deploy their parachutes for them. This method of insertion is especially useful at night. Helicopters were invented to land and take off vertically, one of their most characteristic traits. During a training exercise for the U.S. Army and U.S. Marine Corps, 3 U.S. Army CH-47s can land at the pickup point and load 3 groups of 30 Marines for redeployment to another landing zone. The sticks, or chalks, board the Chinook from the cargo loading ramp and take up their seats as the pilots ensure they reach the LZ safely. Once landed, the Marines formed a defensive perimeter on the LZ.
We had 47s that were contacted from the Army. They came up and picked us up in 3 sticks of about 30 apiece. We were extracting out of there to our next notional LZ to do follow-on missions.
Helicopter rope suspension techniques such as fast roping and rappelling are used to get U.S. forces onto the ground in an area where helicopters like the CH-47 are unable to land. Fast roping is faster, and it's easier for the troops to disengage from the rope since they are not attached to it using a friction device. Once the force has completed its task, it can be extracted by means of Jacob's ladder, or by using SPIE. SPIE is a fast method of getting forces out of an LZ without being able to land. The Special Patrol Insertion Extraction System was designed to quickly insert and/or extract a reconnaissance patrol from a location where a helicopter cannot land. SPY is used for both hard terrain and water inserts extracts. The SPY rope is typically lowered into the pickup location by a hovering aircraft. Patrol members, each wearing a stabo harness with a carabiner connected, connect to a D-ring inserted into the SPY rope. A second safety line is connected to a D-ring above the first. The helicopter lifts vertically from an extraction zone until the rope and personnel are free of any obstacles, then proceeds forward to a secure insert zone. One of the best parts of using SPY is that the troops can be extracted from bodies of water as well. Once a patrol needs to be extracted and there is too much activity on land, they can go out to a safe distance in a body of water. From there, the CH-47 is coordinated to pick them up, and the same procedures are followed where personnel hook up to the rope using a carabiner and a second safety line. Under these conditions, the load is heavier due to the waterlogged personnel and rope. Under cold conditions, the commander attempts to limit the flight time to prevent the personnel from becoming hypothermic. SPY and similar methods are easy to use using the cargo slinging hook on most helicopters. With fast roping, a special A-frame is utilized by helicopters such as the Eurocopter EC-225 Super Puma the world over. Training for use of the SPY and other HRSTs is critical and regularly trained. Patrols or special forces can use water casting or fast roping techniques to enter the water. For helicopters like the Super Puma and Seahawk, the Jacob's ladder is employed from a side door. Training methods where trainees must enter and exit the helicopter using different techniques make them operationally fit and save on training costs and time. In this way, the confidence of the operators is also boosted. Other useful rotorcraft are MV-22 Ospreys with their tilt rotor capabilities. These aircraft are valuable assets for fast insertions and rescue missions in any theater. Their vertical takeoff and landing capability is like that of a helicopter. But once airborne, they shift to the quicker, farther-reaching horizontal flight of a fixed-wing aircraft. Ospreys quickly place troops at precise locations in varied types of terrain for short insertion missions. Troops are deployed straight into the battle, avoiding the need for transport vehicles to arrive from a remote landing strip. Ospreys stand out in rescue missions due to their capacity to retrieve persons quickly and safely, especially from difficult-to-reach or high-threat places. They can hover over land in limited locations, allowing for faster casualty evacuation and exit. Impressively, Ospreys have proven successful even in notoriously difficult cold weather situations, enabling the preparedness of Marine Air-Ground Task Forces to perform demanding and lethal MAGTF combined arms operations in different environments, regardless of weather. With aircraft like the unique MV-22 Osprey and, just as unique as the CH-47, the U.S. military can insert reconnaissance and special forces into a varied range of terrain and areas of operation. Without landing, these personnel can then be extracted safely and quickly and reinserted, where they are able to complete their missions effectively. This makes jungles and tightly packed urban environments highly accessible. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time.